In our Focus on Life segment today, we look at the legacy of Roe versus Wade, the controversial Supreme Court decision which legalized abortion in all 50 states. This month marks the 40th anniversary of that decision. In the first part of our series, Carolee McGrath has the story now of one woman who used to believe in Roe versus Wade and even worked at Planned Parenthood.
I'm a big brother now. Yeah.
Our baby.
Our baby.
Catherine ADAIR holds the treasures of her life on her lap. The mother of 4 children is expecting again. She and her husband embrace the Catholic Church's teaching on life and are raising their children to know just how much Jesus loves them. But it's been a long, hard road for this pro-life advocate who used to believe that life was nothing more than a choice.
I was very pro-choice. I was a women's studies major in college. I really believed in a woman's right to choose. And I started working for Planned Parenthood after college and worked in their abortion clinic in Boston and worked there for over a year.
Catherine says she was raised Catholic, but was also raised to believe in abortion rights.
When everybody you know is, pro-choice, and well, what does that mean? It means that you're progressive, you're an intellectual, you believe in rights and equality. And if you don't believe in a woman's right to choose, then you're ignorant or some sort of a religious zealot or just, want to control women.
Catherine says when she found herself unexpectedly pregnant in college, she did what all people around her said made the most sense. She had an abortion. She says she buried the pain and threw herself behind the pro-choice cause, working as a medical assistant at an abortion clinic. But one day, she says she witnessed something that changed everything.
As I went into the room, I saw the table where the abortion, the woman would have been lying. And next to that table, there was a jar where the parts of the body go after an abortion. And I saw in one jar arms and legs of a baby.
Catherine is now sharing her story with audiences all across the country, including at the pro-life breakfast in Holyoke last fall. She says the shock of what she saw was the beginning of the end of her support for abortion.
I had this shock and this anger and this horror, and yet I still went back to work the next day. I had nobody to talk to, nobody. Everybody I knew in my whole life said that abortion was good, that what we were doing was right, that it doesn't involve a baby, and so I didn't know where to turn.
Eventually, Catherine left the clinic and became a teacher. She got married and started raising her family, but still, faith was not part of the picture.
My husband really wanted to go to Mass, so I said I would. So we started going to Mass, and I really liked it. I really felt at home there. I felt really pulled to be there. And over time, I really got a sense that Jesus was calling me.
But she says she still didn't feel worthy of his love and forgiveness. Over time, she worked up the courage to talk to a priest and went to confession, and finally started to heal.
But I think I was lying to myself because, one, to hide the pain of my own abortion, because to acknowledge that even seeing it and experiencing it, to acknowledge that it was human was to acknowledge I'd killed my own child. And I couldn't do that. To be able to go to a place of immense pain and suffering and grief, and to know that he'll sustain you through that and that you can use that for good.
Since coming back to the Catholic Church, Catherine has developed a strong devotion to our Blessed Mother, which she says has helped in her healing process. And even though she was left shattered by abortion years ago, she believes there's always hope. In fact, she'll welcome baby number 5 into the world at the end of this month, and her due date is January 25th, the very day of the March for Life. She says the timing was providential.
January 25th, I'll definitely have the baby. So hopefully everybody at the March for Life can pray for me.
So as Catherine prepares to welcome a new baby, she's praying that more and more Americans will recognize the significance and the fallout from 40 years of Roe v. Wade.
I think the legacy of over 50 million dead children and over 50 million mothers and fathers suffering, some for decades. The legacy, is one of the biggest lies perpetrated on the American public, which is that abortion has to do with a woman's right to choose. And that is the biggest lie.
And Catherine says with God's grace, she'll continue to share her story so people will understand the truth about abortion. Reporting for Reel to Reel, I'm Carolee McGrath.